keep typing in the chat where your name, where you're from. People can scroll through them and say hi to each other and see where people are joining from all across the country. We really literally have the entire country now covered from coast to coast and all across the Midwest and the South. And so we just want to say thank you for joining us tonight. We're gonna get started in just 1 second. We want to say good evening and welcome out tonight on this beautiful April the 8th, 2019 to our Zoom meeting here at 7K Metals. Every single Monday night we get together. If you're brand new to the company and you haven't been around us, on Monday nights we get together. We share some important updates about the company, recognition. We recognize those individuals that are working so hard across the country to share the 7K message story. And we get together to say thank you. We also usually take this opportunity to share with you some really cool upcoming things. And tonight you're going to want to have a pen and paper. We have a jam-packed Zoom meeting tonight. It's fun when you have to cover so many things that you don't know how you're going to get it all jammed in. So make sure you have a notepad and paper and make sure you're ready to pay attention to some of the really cool things that we're going to cover tonight. We're going to start tonight with recognition. And so I'm going to jump over and share a screen with you. Let's see here. Yeah, we're going to do it this way. Perfect. We want to say congratulations tonight. We want to recognize a bunch of our new rank advancements. Every week in the company, since we started 2019 and we started this momentum tour, we have seen enormous rank advancements every single week. We want to say congratulations to all of our new associates in the company. Look at every single week, this just gets bigger and bigger. So I need your help. If you know any of these wonderful people who made associate this week, make sure that you hit them up in the chat right now. Tell them congratulations. If you know, hit them up in social media. Hit them up by the telephone or text message. You let them know how grateful you are for the hard work that they put in. And we want you to know, making the rank of associate to us is the lifeblood of our company. And we want to say congratulations to all of the new associates in the company. You've went out and shared our message with 2 people. You believed enough in us to go out and share it, and we believe enough in you to say thank you and appreciate you. And you are on the path to earning commission checks here at 7K Metals. And Richard, how big are these commission checks they're going to earn?
The $500 cycle check is the largest, biggest, greatest cycle check in the history of network marketing. 5 sales left, 5 sales right, and only 2 of them have to be personal. We pay infinite levels, and I love those indirect sales. You know, Fabio, he joined just the other day, and within just a few hours, he hit the associate rank. And there's so many out there breaking records, and we're so proud of all of them. They're doing a great job.
So we love this list here because this is all the people who just unlocked a $500 check. You're now eligible to earn $500 commissions, and you can earn them a week, a day. You decide, right? And so to us, it's a big deal. So congratulations to all of our new associates. We look forward to sending you commission checks shortly. We want to say congratulations to the following individuals who made the rank of Copper this week. Copper unlocks $1,000 earning potential a week. I want to say congratulations to John Mobley for making the rank of Copper. You've now unlocked that up to $1,000 a week. I want to say congratulations to Blake Van Eaton for making the rank of Copper this week as well. Way to go, Blake. I want to say congratulations to William Goodwin Lee for making the rank of Copper this week. You've now unlocked the ability to make $1,000 a week. And more important than that, you've stepped out and shown the world that you're a leader, that you want to do this and do it on a big stage. I want to say congratulations to Marilyn Charles for making the rank of Copper this week. Way to go, Marilyn. Want to say congratulations to Deborah A. Krypton for making the rank of Copper this week. Way to go. Super proud of you and all that you do. Want to say congratulations to Ian Martin for making the rank of Copper this week as well. You've unlocked the potential to make $1,000 a week. Want to say congratulations to, oh, man. Why are you laughing at me, Richard?
Because that's a tough one. Tamerlan.
I'm going to go Tamerlan v. Hodge. Congratulations for making the rank of Copper this week. You're doing awesome. You've unlocked the power to make up to $1,000 a week. Way to go. Want to say congratulations to our new bronze associate this week. We're going to hear from him in a minute when we find him in the list. I want to say congratulations to Damian Baddock for making the rank of bronze. This is a huge deal. You've unlocked the potential to make $2,000 a week. And that's life-changing type money to make $2,000 a week, make it on a consistent basis in the future, up to $8,000 a month. And you're doing fabulous things out there. We hear nothing but praise from your upline leaders out there in the New York market. So congratulations, Mr. Baddock, for making the rank of bronze. And this is a big deal to us today. We have another silver associate in the company, Mr. Ken Torgerson. We want to say congratulations to Ken. He's been at the company now a little over 2 years, and we are so proud of him and his family and his team, everything that's going on out there in the littlest communities you've ever seen. And we're going to get a chance to hear from him here shortly. We want to say congratulations to new silver associate Ken Torgerson. Way to go. We're going to, Richard, I think you've got some of these folks available for a few minutes. There we go. I'm going to bring over, I found him. So
Yes.
just give me 1 sec. We're getting him moved over as well. And perfect. So Richard, I'm going to turn it over to you to interview some of these folks that are brand new as bronze and brand new as silver in the company.
I personally have met Pastor Damian twice when I went to New York doing meetings. And Pastor Damian, we're so proud of you moving up to the rank of bronze. Would you please tell us why you're so excited, where you live, your background, and what turns you on about 7K medals?
Good night, everyone. Good night, Richard, and thank you for having me on this side of the call. I'm actually living in Brooklyn, New York. I'm originally from the beautiful island of Jamaica. My background is actually insurance and investment. I'm also a forex currency trader and a cryptocurrency trader. Getting involved in gold and silver through 7K metals, it has been a revelation, especially having the opportunity to educate, to share with, and to uplift individuals as to how to protect themselves from poor government decisions while leaving an inheritance for their generation. It's one of the best things that has ever happened, Richard.
You know, Pastor Damian, you pastor an exciting, uplifting, growing church right there in the heart of Brooklyn, New York. Tell us what's going on in the congregation and one of the messages you bring to them. You see them coming out of poverty and a lot of good things happening. Is that right?
Absolutely. One of the greatest messages to preach is that gold is mine, silver is mine, saith the Lord. And again, educating, equipping the people. One of my favorite singers of all time, his name is Bob Marley. He said that emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Only we ourselves can free our minds. So it's all about freedom at this time, Richard.
You excited about the upcoming regional in New York? You think we can get a good crowd?
Oh, absolutely. We're pumped up, we're fired up, and we're super excited. And I believe it's going to be mega. It's going to be huge. I mean, bronze is nothing. It is something, but in actuality is nothing because your goal is much bigger than being a bronze. And I know by the time we're at the regional, I expect to see some silvers and expect to see some golds and some coppers and just see some people continuing to collect in some nice checks and all of that. And just before I cross over back to you, one of my greatest joy, and you have met her, Richard, is Ruth Simons, who is my very good friend at the age of 75, being able to say that I've been paid. I mean, that's one of the most beautiful stories, that we have on this side.
Congratulations, Pastor Damian. You know, Josh, it's exciting to go to these little churches downtown Brooklyn and the Bronx and Queens and Staten Island. There's a lot happening in the 5 boroughs. But, let's go to the little town of Hamer, Idaho. You talk about excitement, Mr. Ken Torgerson. Ken, what excites you so much about 7K medals? Tell us your name, your background, where you live, and what happened, Ken.
Ken Torgerson. We live in Hamer, Idaho. We involved with agriculture and raising Black Angus cattle. We love that profession. We've done it most of our lives. We're so excited though to be involved with 7K Metals, and I want to thank Mr. Bruce Harris for sharing that with us. He brought it to me at a time when I was having problems with health, trying to get over that, some cancer problems, and it was a great time to get involved. Since that time, it's unreal what this company has done. It just makes me feel so good every day as I think about 7K Metals. It puts a smile on my face. I certainly enjoy it. And the team that we have is unreal. They're out there working. They're ranking up. They're doing everything possible to bring those checks, and so it's wonderful. I can't say enough about 7K Metals. The other thing that's so important to me is the fact that the founders that we have, Mr. Roger Ball, a good friend of mine, I think the world of that man. And when Bruce came and showed it to us, I was in. I was ready to go. Anyway, that's my story.
Hey, Ken, let me see if I understand this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you're 77 years young. You've been married to the same sweetheart, Renee, for more than 55 years. The population of Hamer, Idaho is less than 100 families. 7K Metals just sends you this mailbox money, these cycle checks every week. You're having more fun than you ever had in your life, and you're seeing so many lives changed. Josh Anderson, I got a question for you. You know, if not, and I'm serious, if not 7K Metals, what other option does a Ken Torgerson have living in Hamer, Idaho, population of 100 families? I really, really believe, there's no question about it, 7K Metals is the greatest, best work at home, no boss, no employees network marketing company in the history of network marketing, with the largest, greatest, biggest cycle check. And Josh Anderson, we truly are helping the non-professional make that above average income. Is that true?
That is 100% true, Richard. And how awesome is it? I really want to say thanks to Pastor Damien and to Rod tonight for sharing. What's really fun to me is to see the last week's commissions. We had more silvers max out their $3,500 than ever in the history of the company. We had more bronzes max out their $2,000 and more coppers max out their $1,000 than at any other single week ever in the company. We actually doubled the amount of silvers and bronze that maxed out in 1 week than we had ever had in any other week. That's a testament to what we're doing. And more important than that, we had hundreds and hundreds of associates make $500. We just want to say thank you to an amazing week in the company, an amazing past month in particular. And so congratulations to our new silver associate, new bronze associate, Rod Torgerson and Pastor Damien Paddock. You guys are awesome. And just want to say congratulations. We're going to jump over now, and we got a lot to cover in the next little bit. So I'm going to jump over to Jason Arfman, and he's got quite a bit to cover tonight. So we're going to let him take it away for a few minutes.
All right, Josh. It's actually a fun time. You know, I think of the old quote, "A rising tide lifts all ships," and it's fun to see what's happening across the country. And you know, with the momentum we have from the gold rush and carrying over to now this new contest, we are seeing all kinds of success around the country, and that's a lot of fun. So, Josh, I'm going to jump in really quick here. I've got several things that I want to cover, and I just need to pull up a screen. I'm trying to figure out why it's not. Oh, here we go. So what I'd like to do first, I would like to just wrap up the Gold Rush Challenge and just really recognize some people that made some amazing contributions. just so everybody knows, we did have, when we went back to this list, we found that there was still more stuff that had come in on late Saturday night. We did our audits. We didn't have time to get all of them in, but here are the final list, the final points of everything that we went through after the audit. Congratulations to all these teams that qualified themselves for the gold coin, and to the top 3 who obviously qualified for Cancun. That was amazing. We also had a very fun list of people who made over 100 points in the contest. There are some new names added here, so I wanted to recognize those and make sure we had a few names added and make sure that they were recognized as well. But the exciting thing is everybody who got 60 points on these winning teams, they all qualified for a 1/10 ounce gold coin. And you think about the driving force behind this Gold Rush Challenge. It was really, every team was competing with themselves to hit their goals. That's what I loved. And, obviously we had the top 10 challenge and we had the top 3. That was amazing as well. But, you look at these individuals worked tirelessly. They were the leaders of their teams. They led by example. They were out there getting the 60 points and really contributing to the success of every single team that qualified in the Gold Rush Challenge. So we want to thank them. We want to recognize them. We don't have time to read all their names. We'll put this up on the 7K Photos site so you can go see them. Please look at the names on this list. Reach out to them. Congratulate them. Thank them for their hard work if they're in your organization, and really let's recognize them as a whole. So very exciting at times, and thank you guys so much for everything that you did in the Gold Rush Challenge. Josh, it's a lot of fun because, we kicked off this month going right from a lot of momentum to now a new contest, which we're just not seeing this thing slow down. We're just seeing it speed up. And we love that. We love to see that you guys are taking charge. You're having all kinds of success around the country, and it's been a lot of fun. And one of the biggest things is we've got now this new 7K Metals Founders Lifestyle Getaway 2019 contest. This contest, it has incentives for everybody in the team. And we just want to give you a couple pointers and some training on how to make this the most successful. So as everybody recalls, all members qualify with, there's 2 little contests that are going to motivate your team and everybody on your team. The 50 app engagements, I'm going to clarify what that means, and the 6 new member enrollments, both get rewards. 50 app engagements, you qualify for a specialty copper metal piece that's going to be amazing. And we're going to share that with you shortly. We're locking those down, making sure that we have enough for the contest. We will share that result with you shortly, and you'll be very excited to see what they are because they're going to be very unique, branded 7K, slabbed 7K preserved. So they will be, held in time for forever, just like that 1/10 ounce gold coin. So this is something that makes it a lot of fun. We're just telling people they don't even have to recruit anybody. We're just telling them to utilize the marketing tools we have and make sure that they are engaging in with people. With engagements, that will lead to new enrollments, new member enrollments, and that will qualify for a silver coin, okay? So that's going to be something that we're very excited about as well. Everyone can qualify. You have until April 1st till June 15th to qualify for this contest. That's going to drive results. So what does that look like? I want to share a concept with you guys that we've talked about before. It's CSC, Connect, Share, Create. Very important. Connect comes first, share comes second, and then you create new members, you create new ranks, you create a new lifestyle. And that connect part is something that I really want to focus on the call today because there's been some questions. People have said, well, why do we have to get 50% of all of our contacts to actually engage? Why does that have to be the rule? And we want to show you something that's very important and why we believe it's so important. If you look at this, the first step is connecting with somebody. You have a relationship with them. You're working with them. You get to know them. The very first thing you ask them to do in connecting is ask them permission to send them a link. If you ask their permission, I can guarantee you that the number of engagements will increase on your team. We have a requirement of 50%. So what that means is of the engagements you send out through the app, 50% of them need to engage. Now, the company is already doing this as a whole. If you look at everybody who's on the app, we're already meeting this 50%. And it's very easy to do better than 50% engagement, because what we don't want to have happen is that you are what we call spamming your contacts, where they're getting links and they don't know what's coming and they get nervous, they might report it. This is what will get us in trouble on that app, is because we don't want to be identified through the phone companies or through the different marketing channels as a spamming system. This is literally a marketing tool. It gives you the best tools to share with your contacts. So connection is the very first important thing to do before you engage. Make sure you ask permission of the person you're sending that resource to, if you can actually send it to them. Okay, once you get 50 engagements, that's when you're going to qualify for the copper piece. There's a little hint for you. Engagements are going to lead to more enrollments. Get 6 new enrollments and you're going to qualify for that silver piece. New members are going to qualify you for new ranks like we've seen this week, which is qualifying you for the contest. And the top 10 winners, they're experiencing an amazing event in Idaho Falls, Idaho at the Founders Lifestyle Getaway 2019. And this will be an experience of a lifetime. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood. We have this 50% exposures. 50% of your exposures to engagements is very important. The reason we need that to happen is so that we know that you're connecting with your people. Because ultimately, we want you to be successful and have new member enrollments at the end of this. This is not a time just to spam and try to get a copper prize, right? This is a time to actually build your business. And so the best way to do that is make sure that your people that you're sending that link to are clicking on the link because you've done the right way of connecting with them and asking their permission to actually send them our marketing material. So you guys, I want you to remember that. CSC, connect, share, and then you're going to create the lifestyle that you always wanted. And that's very important to us. So we just wanted to clarify that little piece of training. If you do that, if you do the connection piece, you will be so much more successful. You know, we had some people that made some comments. They said, well, that means I might have to call them. Yes, the app does not replace personal connection. We want you to call them. We want you to call them and tell them to click on the link if they haven't already. So make sure you're utilizing that to the best of your ability. So I want to show you what that looks like. If you look at this section, we actually give you the statistic right here in the app on the home screen. It shows you exactly the percentage of engagements you're getting off of the links that you're sending out. Okay, that's an important piece. And that's part of this Founders Lifestyle Getaway Tour. You can go to rewards and see exactly what your goals are, how you're going to hit 50, and make sure you stay on that 50% in order to hit that goal. All right? So something very important here. I want to show you the best way to get engagements. So make sure if we start from left to right, if we're looking at the left-hand screen, you always want to start to send your resources out of your contact section. Okay, so that's at the bottom left-hand corner. You always click on contacts first. Once you go in there, you'll see the contacts that you've imported from your phone. You'll click on that contact, and then on the third screenshot, you'll see send resource. When you send resource from the contacts, it brings up, look at this, connect, share, create. It's inside the app as well. Now, the connect section, these are just example text messages on how to connect with somebody. But we're not sending any links in there, so it's not trackable. It's just starting a conversation. Hey, how have you been? I've been thinking about you. I have something amazing I want to share with you. Is that all right? There's some examples in there on how to do that. But make sure you personalize that to the person you're sending it to. We don't have enough space in there to put all of the customized scripts that fit your specific relationships that you have with your contacts. So make sure you customize it so it doesn't sound weird coming from you. But once you connect with them, That's when you go into the share section. That piece is trackable. You're sending a link from this section. We have videos, surveys, presentations. We even have your own enrollment sites to enroll them. Those all count as clickable links that are engagements in your business. So make sure you understand that. This is the important part of doing this contest and qualifying for that first part, is really engaging people and sharing with them the 7K message. All right. I love that the top 10 winners, you guys, once you do that, once you create the excitement, I just want to remind everybody the top 10 winners in this contest, and I'm going to share the top 10 leaders tonight here in just a second. They get 3 nights hotel stay. They get a mentoring dinner with the co-founders and executives where they get to meet, everybody at the home office, sit with the founders, ask them questions, see what this company is all about, and really build your belief level. We're going to take you fishing on the famous South Fork of the Snake River. This place is famous. ESPN comes here. I've seen presidents on this river. It is a famous fishing spot for a lot of people around the world, and you will absolutely enjoy yourself. It's a beautiful spot. We'll also take you up to Yellowstone National Park, one of the top national parks in the world. See geysers and hot pools, and really hear the story and background of, where one of our founders, Roger Ball, he really that's where he started his whole belief and success cycle in business, is in his young days up there. And you're going to hear that. You're also going to get a founders tour. All right. So this top 10 winners, guys, it's all worth it. We also have a third, second, and first prize. And you see the rewards there. They get some coins, they get travel expenses, and they get VIP seating at that mentoring dinner. So this is going to be a great contest. It's going to continue to drive your business all the way through to the June month. And so we're really excited about that. Let me really quick share with you calendar events. We've got, April 24th through 29th, we have Cancun, Mexico. July 18th to the 20th, that's the Founders Lifestyle Getaway. We are announcing for the first time, I think Richard kind of let it leak there for a second, September 6th to the 7th, the New York Momentum 2019. Mark your calendars. On September 5th, we're going to have a wealth strategy meeting out there as well, so you can bring all your contacts that evening to a wealth strategy meeting. Mark your calendars, because this is right after the holiday weekend. This will be the kickoff to the fall event. But one thing I want to remind you guys, if you look at these events are all spaced out. Use these events to drive your business to these next events. That's really the most important thing. Right now, we're driving for the Founders Lifestyle Getaway. But know that New York is coming up right behind it. We'll have promotions and incentives to push to that event as well. This event is going to be held in Long Island, New York. So it's going to be great. We're going to give you some different options on where to fly into and some different things. JFK or Long Island Airport are both options. But we will give you all those details coming soon. We just want to make sure it's in your calendar. You know about it. September 6th through the 7th. It's on our calendar. We've signed contracts. We've locked down venues. And we're going to be ready for an amazing event. So one last thing I have, guys. I just want to share this one last item with you. The top 10 contest winners right now of the Founders Lifestyle Getaway. Let me share this with you. Give me just a second. All right. Here is our top 10 right now. This is a lot of fun. You can see the full details if you go to the full team standings down here. We've got the flyer there on how you earn points. But, man, look at this. Simeon Baddock. I think, Damien, you just mentioned this guy. Getting his first check. It's real to him. He's believing it. He's in the top 10 right now on the Founders Top 10 Getaway. Pastor Coley Carter, man, 270 points coming in 9th place. David Hart at 300 points in 8th place. Ian Martin, 300 points, 7th place. Marvin Green, 310 in 6th place. Angelique Morton, 330 points, 5th place. Tom Doherty out in New York, 500 points. They had a huge weekend. We're going to hear from him here in just a second, coming in at 4th place. Richard Hansen at 550 points in 3rd place. Look at this, guys. This is somebody brand new that just hit some associate ranks and I believe a copper rank, Tamlin Hodge, 560 points, second place. And then Pastor Damian Baddock, you guys. These you look at it, the advancements are really where it's at. We talk about enrolling new members and advancing your business. These guys are leading by example. Right now they're leading in the contest. Congratulations to all of you for your hard work. Make sure you know the details. Use this to drive your business. Again, we've got the app for engagements. Engagements lead to enrollments. New member enrollments lead to new rank advancements. New rank advancements leads your team and different individuals in your group to being on this top 10 list to come right here to Idaho Falls, Idaho, and have an amazing time with the co-founders and executives and the top leaders as we celebrate your success for working hard. So Josh, I think I got it all in. I'll send it back to you, buddy.
Perfect. I'm guessing that I need to unmute Tom for a second.
Yes, let's do that really quick. Tom, let's go ahead. Tom, I know you were excited about the Gold Rush Challenge. I know you're excited about this new challenge. You guys just came off of a big weekend with Tony Hubbard in town. Tell us how excited you guys are and how excited you are to have a regional event right in New York City.
Oh wow, I'm super excited. Hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Loud and clear.
You got me? Okay, great. Yeah, we just had an amazing week. I mean, literally an enrollment explosion, as Richard Hansen would say. Last week we had 30 plus enrollments, and we did that in January for the whole month. So my goal was 50 plus, 30 plus. I'm super proud of my team. My team's doing an amazing job. We're all working together. Pastor Damien as well. I mean, it's just incredible what's happening here. But just to look a couple months ago, what we did the whole entire month, we did in 1 week, and the enrollments are still coming in. It's just amazing. And when you guys released that Spreading Significance Challenge, and it was a similar getaway to Idaho, I was blown away. I thought that was great. I wanted to win it, but I was really focused on the regional event. And, you know, sometimes what happens if you work really hard at like a bigger picture, you start to pull in, you know, other things. So by winning that regional event, automatically, I just won that Idaho. Just an amazing experience just to get to hang out with the co-founders and the top leaders in the company. And, you know, going fishing on Snake River, watching bald eagles above me and hanging out in Roger Ball's backyard. I remember the whole 7K company was there, the staff and the co-founders. And I remember asking Richard, I don't know if he remembers this, but I said, Richard, everyone here is smiling. Like, that doesn't happen at my job. You know, they don't reward me for working really hard. You know, I get to go on a trip. So it's just, you know, everyone listening, you want really hard and just get on that leaderboard and show you doing that. Eventually your team will follow you. And look, only 10 people are going to win that, but just work really hard. What's the worst that's going to happen? Your business is going to grow. And, you know, as far as the regional event, like I said, that's what I really wanted. And as a result, working really hard, I won the other, you know, but it seems like every couple of days, someone's asking me about the regional, not just on my team, like other teams in the company I'm not even a part of. So it's really cool that it's coming together. And I'll share with you one last thing just about like company events, like regional events. I remember my first experience in network marketing, my first company. My enroller was like, hey, come to this regional event in California. And I was like, no, I'm not coming. And he goes, you have to come. And he kind of forced me to go. And that was the turning point of me becoming really successful. Like you said earlier, your belief level, you catch the vision, you know. So there's going to be people that go to this regional event and their belief level is going to be so high. They're going to catch vision. They're going to come back. Their business is just going to enrollment explosion. How would you like an enrollment explosion? Anyway, back to you, Jason.
All right. And Tom, we've got an amazing venue. We'll tell everybody more about that in the upcoming weeks on how they can book the venue and have a room reserved for them. But I'll tell you what, flights out to New York are cheap right now. Out of Salt Lake City, $281 right into JFK. I know the Long Island Airport would probably be a little bit more convenient for travel wise getting there. And I know there's some cheap airfares into there. And so, so I know Southwest flies in there. And so there's a lot of options. We need to get everybody looking at it, thinking about these dates, marking it on their calendar, scheduling things around it to make sure that we can get just a huge turnout, because I heard Pastor Damien saying he's going to bring lots of people to that event, and we're going to be so excited to go out there to New York and have one of the biggest events in company history with all this momentum that we're having. So thanks to you guys. Great job, great work, and thanks for all the hard work this last weekend.
Thank you.
Awesome. You guys are fabulous, and we can't wait to be out in New York. We've got something else really important to cover for a minute. I'm going to turn some time over to Blake Davis, our director of marketing. We've got something, some big things to share about something we started sending out this week, I think. Blake? Oh, we got to get him unmuted. Hang on.
All right, you got me now?
Now we got you.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Josh. Yeah, so last week we really actually wanted to announce this, but since our meeting was bumping up against an hour, we couldn't get it done. So this week it is, but because of that, some of you guys already got the surprise in the mail and you may not have even noticed. So go back to the safe, look at it after the meeting maybe. So real quick, how many people are on the Coin of the Month Silver Eagle option? Type in the chat if you are. I want to see this. This program is one of the best values in the company. It's an unbelievable option. It's one of the things we tell the story around, right? For 7K Metals. If you would have bought one of these Silver Eagles from 1986, right? One a month until now, what's the value on that? You guys got to know. Put that in the chat. I hope you know. 1.6, 2 mil. Okay, we got some numbers coming in. Perfect. Okay, so here's the next question. Are you guys okay if we bump the value up on that? Not from 1986 till now, but from now on into the future. Here at 7K, one of the things we're always trying to do is make everything more valuable for you from everything that we're doing here. So I'm going to share this screen really quick. This is kind of a cool announcement. This is actually the start of a long line of what we plan on doing here. And we're actually making history with this. And so I'm going to go ahead and share this screen. It's a simple slide. It's not going to look like much maybe, but it's really, really significant. I want you to catch the significance of it. Let's see. What are we seeing here? You guys see that? Okay.
Oh, hey,
okay. There we go. I got two screens going. Okay. So tonight we're announcing the 7K Metals, the start of the 7K Metals America's 50 State Collector Series. And this is so exciting because as we're shopping for coins out there for you guys and we're getting coins made, what we find is, and in fact, we've found some examples of this just in the recent ones that you guys have gotten, is that labels on coins, so not just the MS-70 mark, but the labels on the coins actually matter. And a lot of times they will increase value like crazy just because of one of the things that we find on the label. And as you guys know, the value in coins is really the story. And what we're doing here is we're creating our own story. People aren't going to be able to keep up with us down the road. We're creating our own story here with the 7K branded America's 50 State Collector Series, and it will be this month, Idaho is the first one to come. Some of you already got it in the mail. There are a total population of like 5,500 of these, 55, 60, something like that. And so we will run these in the Coin of the Month option as the Silver Eagle until they are gone. We're not going to put them up on the shopping cart unless I'm told otherwise down the road. But as of tonight, they're not on the shopping cart. It is the Silver Eagle option for the coin of the month. So if you would like one of these and you are not on the Silver Eagle option, then we encourage you to go at it. And like I said, we got about 5,500 of them. We anticipate, we might get through this month, maybe a little bit of the next month. We're not sure yet. Depends on the numbers that come in. But we've got another state coming up. I can't announce that yet, right, Josh?
I don't think you're allowed to announce.
God dang it!
States, but
okay, all right. We already know what it is, but you guys will have to wait. We're still building it out. So
I'll give you this. Okay, I will tell you this. If you want your state to be next, you better be the top and rolling state. How's that? So if you can do the math and figure out where the most growth is. Okay, where the growth is in the company, that's what we're paying attention to, and those are the states we will release first.
I love it. So again, go check your safe. If you're on the auto ship for the first day of the month, you probably got this in the mail. Go check it out. This really will be a historic coin, mark my words. And think about this, by the way, as the company grows, think about 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, the people that come in, and we may be in the middle of this series somewhere, and they go, wait a minute, I want the rest of them. I want Idaho. I want the next states that are coming. I want state 1, state 2, state 3, right? They might have missed it. So think about the value that's going to be in these coins as we grow. So I think that's all I got, Josh. Back to you, unless I missed something.
No, and that's something to think about. We just told you the exact mintage of it. I think it's 55,560 is all we minted of this coin that we encapsulated this way. When they're gone, they're gone. And like Blake said, in the future, I can't tell you how many people are going to fight and want one. So the simplest way to get one, you don't go to the shopping cart. There's some questions in the chat going on. You don't go to your shopping cart. You go to your auto ship section. And you just add a Silver Eagle to your auto ship. Now, we've already missed today's the 8th, but you can add one for the 15th and the 26th or the 21st or the 26th. They probably will last through the first next month. I don't know beyond that. I don't know. And it'll be close. And so it's one of those situations where if you want a couple of them, you're going to want to go put them on auto ship this month because this month and next month, they'll probably won't make it. But like Blake said, think about the power of 5 years from now, when someone comes in the business and they want to have the complete set, who are the only people in the world that they can get them from? You who already own them, not the company. We're not holding them back. We're not holding any of them back. We're creating a pressure cooker that is going to explode in the future in value for you. And so thank you. Zach, I'm going to turn it over for you for a few minutes to share a couple of awesome training thoughts with that.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. Thanks, Blake. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, everybody who's participated tonight. Congratulations to the new silver and the new bronzes. Guys, it's super exciting. So I got to tell you about this. I got to tell you this experience I had just the other day. So I was into one of our sporting goods stores, which is like my second home here in Idaho Falls. And I was looking for a really compact knife. And the guy that was working the counter was showing me a bunch of different knives. And we couldn't find what I was looking for. And so I walked around this other aisle, and a guy was standing in the aisle as I'm looking at these other knives. And he goes, "You can't find what you're looking for, huh?" And I go, "Yeah, no, doesn't look like they carry it." And he goes, "Man, I hate when that happens." I'm thinking, okay, it's like some random dude that's like starting this conversation with me. And he goes, "So what do you need the knife for?" And I told him, I said, I'd love to hunt. I'm just looking for a new lightweight hunting knife or whatever. And he goes, "Well, do you have as much time as you want to hunt?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I got time." And he says, "Well, you must really love to hunt." I'm like answering his questions. And so then finally he asked me, he says, "Well, what do you do that makes it so that you can hunt so much?" And so I, gave him a couple of the businesses that we do. And one of them I mentioned was, I said, and we have a company called 7K Metals. It's a membership gold and silver company. We create lifestyle and all this kind of stuff. And he goes, oh, that's awesome. And so by this point, I'm like, okay, I know where this cat's tracking, right? I know what's going on here because nobody's as friendly. And so I said, okay, so I got to ask, what do you do? And he goes, well, I work for the water resources company here in Idaho Falls. That's not the answer I was expecting, right? And then he goes, and my wife is a receptionist here in town for a local doctor's office. And I said, okay, cool. And he goes, but that's not what we're going to be doing for very long. And I said, oh, really? What are you doing? And he goes, well, I met a guy a few years ago. I met a guy a little while ago who in his 20s found this business model. And he made a ton of money and he completely changed his lifestyle and he started traveling all over the world doing all this kind of cool stuff. And he said he would mentor me. And so now he's showing me how to do this. And I'm basically changing my life. In the next few years, we're going to have the money and the lifestyle and all this stuff. And I go, that's awesome. What network marketing company is that he was with, right? Because I'm like, I know the line, right? But here's what's crazy. He wouldn't tell me the name of it. He wouldn't tell me the name of it. So I had to ask him a couple more questions, and I'm playing the game. And then finally I go, okay, dude, so what is the company that you're with? And he goes, well, Amway. I'm like, Amway? I haven't been pitched Amway in I don't know, 15 years. Apparently they're still a company. Apparently it's still out there. I thought the only one was 7K Metals. But anyway, so we have this conversation, right, about network marketing and how cool it is. And here's a couple thoughts that came to my mind. Number one is, what really, really turned me off, you guys? You know what really turned me off? He wouldn't tell me the name of his company. How many of you are embarrassed about the name of your company? How many of you are embarrassed about what you do? Now, look, I don't think this guy's embarrassed. I just know Amway. That's how they train their people. Okay, don't tell them it's Amway, because as soon as they hear it's Amway, it's like, so what they teach is the Amway ambush. That's fine. That's their business model. They can do it all they want. But look, here was the one thing that I wish this kid would have done. His pitch was awesome, right? He engaged me. He asked the questions. Here's the one thing I wish he would have done. Just be real. I wish he would have just had a conversation with me and he wouldn't have tried to hide what his agenda was or hide what he was doing. I wish he would have just been real. Ask me some real life questions, right? The things that we train on. Be genuine, be vulnerable, have a real conversation. And so it kind of got me thinking about what we're really doing here and what this business model is. But I will tell you this, okay? The kid was confident and he was told his flag was planted. There was no way on earth, even when he found out, because he asked me who my sponsor was, because he said, oh, I've heard of the company. Who's your sponsor? I'm like, well, I actually don't have a sponsor. He's like, well, how do you remember that? You don't have a sponsor. I'm like, well, it's sort of complicated. I'm one of the owners. And even after that, he's still trying to tell me that toilet paper is better than gold and silver. I'm like, maybe it is, depending on the situation, right? In a dire emergency, I might trade you some gold and silver for some toilet paper. But the bottom line is this. He was super ultra confident about what he wanted, right? He was super ultra confident about the company he was with. And I got to commend him for that. And it got me thinking about the very first time that I was ever introduced to this business, network marketing. Somebody called me up. It was a good friend of mine. Called me up and said, "Hey, look, I need $500. Can you borrow it to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can borrow it to you, but all I got is a credit card. I'm a broke college kid. I got no cash. You just got to promise you'll pay me back in 30 days because I can't afford this interest." I'm like, yeah. So I give them the credit card. They call me back the next day and they're like, "Hey, here's how we're going to get your $500 back." I'm like, "Wait, here's how we're going to get my $500 back? You're supposed to be giving me my $500 back. You borrowed this, remember?" I'm like, "Well, no, we signed you up for this company." And so previous to that experience, I had a professor in college when I first started college introduced this book to me. This was the first book that I ever read that changed my perspective about what life was really about. The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz. Look, and if you look in here, you can see how, it's marked up. If you can see how old it is. Anybody remember this? I was looking through this. Look, Blink-182. Wasn't that a band? Like, who was I listening to? Don't shake your head, Josh. You know you liked them. But so it reminded me, guys, look, you are doing something in this profession we call network marketing that most people aren't doing. Tom nailed it on the head when he said he came to the corporate, or he won the contest, he came to the meeting, he said everybody was happy. Look, guys, not everybody is happy. Not everybody's going to be happy all the time, but the bottom line is this. 95% of the people who are out there in the world today don't even know what to do to take the next step to find the happiness that they're looking for because they have no purpose. Okay, they go to work and they get beat up. They come home and they get beat up, right? They come home and they get told how they're not making enough money. They go to work and they get told how they're not working hard enough, so they can't get a raise. Then they ask for the raise and the boss is mad, so then they get fired and they got to find a new job. It's like this big cycle. And so people are struggling every single day just to keep their head above water. And what you guys have is the hope that they're looking for, right? Because we do it differently and we believe differently. Like, we're the ones who dare to believe. That's what we are, right? We are the believers, right? How many of you are believers? Put it in the chat if you're a believer. If you believe in yourself and you believe in somebody else, okay, put it in the chat. Let's see how many believers are out there. Okay, just say, oh yeah. Okay, good. But look, that is what you are bringing to people. Okay, I want you to really understand this. What you're bringing to people is not gold and silver. It's like what Pastor Baddock said. You are bringing to them freedom, and freedom is the opportunity to make a decision to change their life, right? Knowledge, we say all the time, knowledge is power. That's bullcrap. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge doesn't do anything for anyone. Knowledge is potential power. Knowledge can only change someone's life when it is applied. It's like gas in a gas can. It is not fuel until it is put in the vehicle, right? It will do nothing for the vehicle until the gas leaves the container and is put in the vehicle, and then a spark is ignited. What you guys have is potential power. The knowledge you have about the business that we're building, the skill sets that you're learning, the relationships that you're creating, the new lifestyle that is being manifest in front of you, that is all potential power for somebody else. So what we do is we really do bring a message of hope, belief, and freedom to people, right? But here's the thing. You can only get out of this what you put into it. One of the big principles that Dr. David Schwartz talks about in this book is this. He said, you have to think about your mind like your bank account. If you go to the bank today and you have not made any deposits and you go try to make a withdrawal, what's the bank teller going to tell you? No money, right? You're not getting any of it because you didn't put any in it. So oftentimes we think that we can join a company and then all of a sudden we can be magically successful just because we showed up, right? 80% of success is just showing up. That's another one of those bull crapisms, right? It's not true. 80% of success is not showing up. 80% of success is working freaking hard and making a decision to change your life, right? And then going down the path to do whatever it takes to make that happen. So what you put into the business will manifest itself on the other end, right? The work that you put in is the work is the result that you will get out of it on the back end of it. So like Tom said, if you have to fight to be in the top 10, you have to fight. If you think you're going to be on the top 10, but you don't put in the deposits, there is no way to make the withdrawal, right? Period. End of story. Okay? The biggest thing that I am the most appreciative of, because this book gave me the thinking, I borrowed that friend the $500 because I thought, hey, I'm a giver. And if I give, I get, right? That was one of the principles that I learned. I went to my very first meeting in network marketing. It was unbelievable. It was in Detroit, Michigan. There were 10,000 people in there. I walked in. I had never seen anything like it in my life. The energy was electric. How many of you have had that feeling when you walk in to a meeting and it is like a buzz, okay? How many of you want that feeling? How many of you want that emotion to move forward to build your business in? That's the power that comes from the meetings like Tom Dory's talking about. Okay, so book your ticket, get to New York. Make the deposit so you can make the withdrawal. Okay, right now, if you're thinking in your mind, there's no way I can be in that top 10. I promise you, you are right. I promise you, you're right. Because if you think you can't make it, you're right. That's the deposit you made. Therefore, that's the only withdrawal you can take out of it. Okay, so sometimes we need a checkup from the neck up, right? Because we got a little bit of stinking thinking going on. So guys, feed your mind with good information. If you need to go through the associate training again, go through the associate training. You need to be reading good books. Forget about the negativity. Okay, I very easily could have thrown a whole bunch of stuff in the face of this kid from Amway that was trying to recruit me into Amway, but I promise you, he didn't handle it like a champion because I could already tell the way he carried himself. He believed in what he did. Okay, and I was proud of him for that fact, for standing up for our industry and what we do and the professionalism of it. And that's what we want to be, guys, as professionals. As we go out there and we share this message of hope, and we share this message of freedom, and we share this message of being a believer, that's what we want people to feel, is when they interact with you, you want them to feel like they can be successful because you gave them that belief. Does that make sense? So what you put in is what you can get out, okay? There is potential power. So put it in. Now you got potential power. Use it That's power, okay? That will change your life. So get your tickets, be in New York, come change your life. Back to you, Josh.
Hey, thanks, Zach. We sure appreciate everybody tonight. We've kept you here a little while. We appreciate it with all the recognition, with the training, with all we've got going on with the new contest, new promotion, and the new introduction of the Idaho, the first of the new series of Silver Eagles. So appreciate everybody being with us. We're going to give all our guests tonight a chance to say goodnight, and then we're going to let you go. All right. I think I got pretty much everybody unmuted. Good night, everybody. Have a great week. Look forward to next Monday.
Good night.
Thanks, everyone. Have a
Good
great
night,
one.
everyone.
Night.
Good night, all.
Great job, Ken Torgerson, Silver Associate.
Thank you.
Master Damien, you're awesome.
Thank you, Richard.
Long Island, New York, September. Get ready. Good night.
All right. Good night.